С Днем Великой Победы! Ура!
Com a aproximação do dia 9 de maio, o receio de uma declaração formal de guerra à Ucrânia cresceu entre a comunidade internacional.
There is a huge debate about this among Russia experts right now, and I lean towards an opinion that there would not be a declaration of war.
Mas por que a antecipação do anúncio de Putin a 9 de maio? Esta data assinala o dia da vitória da Rússia sobre a ameaça nazi durante a Segunda Guerra Mundial.
These Russian children had been put in cellars and half-starved by the German tyrants. The first things they set eyes on after leaving the darkness of their prison were the greatcoats of the Red Army.
It's not just about the holiday, about this particular day. It's about years of propaganda that has been speaking about the war, about its importance, and impressing on Russians that they have to support the government against these Western aggressors. And Ukraine is now portrayed in the same light.
The USSR, the armed might of Soviet Russia, passes through the Red Square of Moscow in spectacular review.
A primeira celebração do Dia da Vitória ocorreu a 24 de junho de 1945, um mês após a rendição das tropas nazis ao Exército Vermelho. Depois do grande desfile, no ano que marcou o fim da Segunda Guerra Mundial, a celebração caiu no esquecimento e nas décadas que se seguiram, apenas 3 comemorações tiveram direito a cortejo na Praça Vermelha de Moscovo.
When the Soviet Union collapsed, the post-Soviet government started paying more attention to this day because they wanted to find a way to make their own rule more legitimate. Initially, it was to commemorate the victory in World War II. But over the years, as Putin's propaganda was working on this, there was, I would say, a fusion over time of this narrative about the war and the general anti-Western attitude.
Именно наша страна гнала нацистов до их логова. Сегодня цивилизация вновь столкнулась с жестокостью и насилием. Терроризм стал глобальной угрозой. Мы обязаны победить это зло.
Apesar do simbolismo histórico do Dia da Vitória, Putin nunca recorreu ao discurso comemorativo para fazer anúncios diretos ao país. Em vez disso, optou por mensagens subtis à comunidade internacional.
Statements from Putin, they were never concrete, in the sense that we would need to return this territory or we would need to take this. It was more general in the sense that we are getting stronger and we will not suffer any humiliation from the West, things like that.
Уроки прошедшей войны призывают нас быть бдительными, и вооруженные силы России способны отразить любую потенциальную агрессию.
I don't think there was a specific speech or specific notion of this particular war. I would say rather that the whole message of the celebrations has been for a number of years that Russian might is growing and that we are preparing to push back against the West, against NATO. So I think it was less about the specific war in Ukraine or against Ukraine and more about preparing Russians for the possibility of some sort of military confrontation.
Toda esta carga simbólica motivou o receio de uma intensificação da ofensiva russa na Ucrânia nos dias anteriores ao grande desfile deste ano.
There was this expectation that Putin would want to finish the war by May 9th, but it turned out to be clearly not true. It seems like the government didn't even try to accomplish much in these 3 weeks.
Para Anton Chirikov, antigo jornalista russo e atual investigador na Universidade de Wisconsin, seria contraproducente declarar oficialmente guerra à Ucrânia depois de 2 meses a negar o confronto que Putin apelidou de Operação Militar Especial.
Right now, what the evidence points towards is that they would talk about how much they were able to achieve in these 2 months. They liberated a lot of Ukraine in their terms, that they are establishing control over cities in eastern and southern Ukraine. And they would say that this was the goal from the start, though it wasn't. But I think they would still avoid, declaring actual war. It seems like they would believe it would be counterproductive to just suddenly declare that it's a war going on, because they don't want to admit that they are not very successful.
Бились до последнего. Оставили потомкам на стенах цитадели надписи, от которых и сегодня перехватывает дыхание. Они звучат для нас как клятва и как наказ. Умираю, но не сдаюсь. Подвиги российских воинов в наши дни говорят о том, что этот наказ не забыт. Эта клятва принята на вооружение сегодняшним поколением защитников Отечества и является главным залогом абсолютной надежности и непобедимости русского оружия.
Clearly, on the one hand, there are many people who find Putin appealing. He performs pretty well when he has the stage all to himself, when all the people around him are, are smiling and welcoming him. But I'm not sure that he would be very convincing in a real debate with a real political opponent.